Scoot in a little closer. Scoot in a little closer. Scoot in. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. I'm State Senator Sally Turner, and I represent the 44th District in Illinois and Central Illinois. We're here because I want to talk about property taxes. Property taxes are one of the top concerns to the constituents that I hear from and all the families throughout Central Illinois. Many are asking, what can we do to provide real relief and bring more balance to the system? Well, that's exactly what my legislation does in Senate Bill 2706. It aims to address this specific problem. Right now, Illinois uses an outdated formula to determine how wind and solar projects are taxed. Those formulas were created years ago when the industries were just getting started. And of course, the state wanted to encourage growth. But today, that's no longer the case. These are now well-established industries operating on some of the most valuable farmland in Illinois, yet they're still being taxed using an outdated, antiquated, artificially low valuation. The assessments of wind projects was set in 2006, 20 years ago, with a $360,000 per megawatt. Meanwhile, the assessment for solar was set in 2018 at $218,000 per megawatt. Senate Bill 2706 updates those figures and better reflects today's realities, raising them to $588,000 for wind and $446,000 for solar per megawatt. This matters because property taxes for everyone are based on their total value of property in a taxing district. While these entities are assessed at lower values than they should be, a greater share of the tax burden is placed on homeowners, farmers, and our small businesses. By updating these valuations, we help ensure the tax base is more balanced, fair, and equitable, and it can ease the pressure on our local taxpayers over time. In rural areas like mine, we're seeing large-scale renewable projects take up productive farmland, and it's important that the tax structure reflects that reality. This proposal ensures that renewable energy projects are assessed in a way that better reflects their true value. It's important also to note that this changes the valuation of these structures, not the valuation of the land of which it sits on. And when we bring more balance into the system, it helps support our schools, our roads, our services, our libraries, our park districts, all of those that which are in our taxing districts. And when we bring more balance into the system, that is a practical, straightforward step toward property tax relief. And now I would like to introduce our next speaker, Senator Balkema. Sorry, I didn't know who was next.
Chris Balkema here, 53rd State Senate seat. Look, our taxes, property taxes, highest rate in the nation. Average blood pressure that ticks up when you open your property tax bill in Illinois, I'd wager to say 20 points. It's crazy. We've got a huge opportunity in front of us. And I got a couple of things to talk about in detail. Just start with the basics. Senate Bill 2701 allows a person who hits the age of 65 to qualify for the Senior Citizens Homestead Exemption Act to not have to go back to the courthouse or to the assessor, wherever the assessor is, and prove that they didn't get younger every year. It's crazy. We've got counties like Grundy County, where I was the chairman. We actually passed that a while back to stop Grundy County residents from having to do that. But this bill would be statewide. So it's just little nuisance things for seniors in this case to have to show up at the courthouse or show up at the assessor's office every year and prove they didn't get younger. Let's get that thing passed and get moving. Secondly, Senate Bill 3243. I love newspapers. We've got a wonderful warm spot in the heart of millions of Americans for newspapers, but currently there's a requirement that all of the property tax assessment rolls get published in newspapers, no option to do online. So if I were to guess right now, everybody's watching this online. It's a great opportunity for us to move forward and allow assessment figures to be published online, and it's no forced mandate. Senate Bill 3243 would just provide the option for local assessors to be able to publish that online. So this is just some of the basics. So these two bills would move us forward. We've got a huge opportunity with property taxes in Illinois. We can be a leader in the nation to reduce property taxes. There's a lot of more things coming. Stay tuned. Property tax caps, the four-letter word consolidation, ground up, not top down, but where it makes sense. We just got to get real practical and good at reducing property taxes in Illinois, and we can make it happen. Now I'm going to introduce my Senator colleague, Craig Wilson. Or Wilcox. I'm sorry, Craig.
That's all right. Thank you and good morning. I'm Senator Craig Wilcox, and I represent the 32nd District in McHenry and Lake counties. And you've heard about three great bills, but I'm here to tell you about the most exciting and the most impactful one, and that is my bill, Senate Bill 3872, the free and clear senior homestead exemption. This legislation is built around a simple principle, and that is after a lifetime of working, a lifetime of sacrifice, paying off your home, that seniors should not have to worry about losing their home to property taxes. Right now in Illinois, even after the mortgage is gone, the property tax bills still come in. And if a senior is living on fixed income, falls behind on property taxes, there's still a chance they have to worry about losing their home. So for many seniors, that does not feel like home ownership. It doesn't feel like you actually own the property that you're supposed to. Senate Bill 3872 changes that. Under this proposal, seniors 75 and older who qualify, own their home free and clear, and meet the income limitations would no longer be paying property taxes and would truly own their home. That means no mortgage, no liens, no home equity line of credit, no reverse mortgage. This is very narrowly tailored to support those who've built our communities. This conversation on property taxes in general is long overdue in Illinois. And in this case, if you've paid off your home, the government should stop treating like they own a property or a share of it. Illinois has the highest overall tax burden in the country and one of the highest in the nation. For years, seniors have been squeezed, right? We've got rising assessments, inflation's a constant, utility costs are going up here in Illinois, healthcare costs continue to rise, and the taxes climb year after year. Too many retirees have to ask themselves that painful question. I did everything right. Why do I not own my home? Why do I maybe not able to afford to stay in my home? So this bill is our answer to that question. A paid off home should mean security, it should mean stability, and it should mean peace of mind. Let me ask you this. Do you ever fully own your home if the government can still take it from you over taxes? I believe that any senior who spent 30 or 40 years paying off their mortgage should not be living in retirement in fear, right? We've made this proposal thoughtful and responsible and goal of helping seniors age with dignity in the communities they help build. At the end of the day, this is about fairness. Our seniors upheld their responsibilities throughout their life. They've paid their taxes. They've raised their families. They've built the neighborhoods, and they've sustained the community that they're living in. They deserve the opportunity to remain in their homes without the constant fear of being taxed out of them. I look forward to working on these property tax bills with both of my colleagues in the entire legislature. We'll take any questions.
Nicely done.
Wilcox, with no property taxes for those folks you talk about, what's the effect going to be on schools and the community?
Well, if you think about it, these seniors who raise their families have already paid for their children's education many times over. They've paid those property taxes, they've paid for their home, they've paid the interest on it. They deserve to be able to live in that home for the rest of their life without the fear of losing it as the world changes. So yes, right, all property taxes matter, and when you do an exemption, there is a challenge to anyone else who's paying property taxes. But the fact is, these are members who ran and lived in that community, and they deserve a break.
So the other folks absorb that and pay more taxes to make up for the folks who are paying zero?
as with any property tax abatement or any change like that, right, that is a challenge. And that's something that we need to discuss on a whole as well.
And for all your bills, how are they gonna get done between now and the 31st?
Oh, it's a big challenge, but there's 3 weeks left. We have plenty of bills that we've never even discussed in committee. They're likely still going to come up for a vote. So there's options. Any other questions? Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.